The effectiveness of New Mexico's public education overhaul is in wide and impassioned dispute. Supporters of the new system, like Las Cruces Public Schools Superintendent Stan Rounds, say the changes are raising the quality of teaching and student achievement.
Some of the things that have been brought forth in New Mexico recently, I think actually are pretty significantly good.
Critics of the system, like National Education Association Las Cruces President Patrick Sanchez, say the excessive rigour and frequency of high-stakes testing is crowding out meaningful learning, leaving students disengaged and driving talented teachers out of the profession.
The new system is really stupid, and that's the technical term we're using.
In New Mexico, 50% of a teacher's performance evaluation is based on students' test scores. Rounds says it should be closer to 35%.
Is 50% too much? And I personally believe it probably is.
That's a sentiment echoed by the American Statistical Association. In an executive summary released in April of this year, they cautioned against overuse of test scores in measuring teachers, stating the majority of the variation in test scores is attributable to factors outside the teacher's control, such as student and family background, poverty, curriculum, and unmeasured influences. Superintendent Round says the evaluation system is not producing accurate results in Las Cruces, but he says that may be due to a variety of factors.
In my heart of hearts, I don't believe that we have 153 minimally effective teachers. And so that's what we're trying to sort out with the state and understand why that dynamic is what it is. And stay tuned. I don't have all the answers to that yet.
Public Education Department Secretary-designate Hannah Scandera says even though the new system hasn't been perfected, it is still a drastic improvement.
Our old system said 99.9% of our teachers are meeting competency. That doesn't tell us anything.
But NEA Las Cruces President Patrick Sanchez says the 99.9% figure has been taken out of context and misrepresented by the Public Education Department. Sanchez says Scandera does not mention that districts deal with underperforming teachers outside the evaluation process.
You'll also find teachers in there that have been guided out of the system. And we spared the districts and the state the expense of going through an expensive hearing. So we work with the districts. So there's a far more than 1% of teachers leaving the profession because they weren't good teachers.
Sanchez also questions the validity of the claim that the old teacher evaluation system found 99.9% of teachers to be effective, and the NEA has filed a lawsuit against the Public Education Department for its failure to fulfill 3 consecutive public information requests to share the data quantifying the assertion. Sanchez says 99.9% may have been pulled out of thin air to justify rigorous teacher performance and accountability measures. KRWG News asked the Public Education Department where the figure came from, but we have not heard back. Using the statistic, Sanchez says the Public Education Department has been able to blame teachers for poor education outcomes.
It masks the true issues that cost money, like lowering class size. That improves student achievement. To attract and retain the best professionals. That takes money, but you know, it's what it takes.
The NEA isn't the only teacher organisation to have filed cases against Hannah Scandera and the Public Education Department, but Sanchez says with the backing of the NEA national body, it may be the first to win one. For KRWG, I'm Simon Thompson.